Hello and welcome to the channel. If you haven't done so already, make sure to like and subscribe. Really appreciate that. So, Jim Ryan is supposedly stepping down from leadership of Sony Entertainment. Well, PlayStation side. He's leaving that. He's leaving his position. He is returning back to England. But to be honest, I think that he might have been fired. Because most of these big corporations, this is how they work. So you still have an opportunity to get another job. What they will do is they will offer you to resign. And I do believe that Sony is forcing Jim Ryan to resign. I think it could be a multitude of different issues, whether that is spending all these on like this astronomical amount of money to produce all these high quality games. No doubt about it. Spider-Man 2 is going to be an amazing game, and that's under the leadership of Jim Ryan. And that game looks great. God of War was amazing. The Last of Us, but why do we need The Last of Us remake? These other decisions make absolutely no sense. Just like the Horizon Forbidden West remake, or is it a remake or remaster? I think it's a remake for the PlayStation 5. We don't need that. We don't need any of these remakes for the PlayStation 5. The PlayStation 4 is still very much capable. The games still look pretty damn good. So, my opinion, and they are maybe like a select few of other people that have this same viewpoint, but I do feel like the corporation is firing Jim Ryan. And another thing too, so I feel like Jim Ryan kind of dropped the ball on the whole Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard, because he could have had multiple games coming from Activision to PlayStation. But since he kind of dropped the ball on that whole situation, now PlayStation is only going to be receiving Call of Duty instead of getting all their other games, whether it's Tony Hawk, whether it's, I don't know, all their other IPs that they're making. All those games are going to be exclusively to the Xbox and Game Pass. But the one thing that is kind of on Sony's side is Ubisoft is going to be able to provide those games, on the streaming cloud network, I guess. So maybe you can be able to access those games that way. but they but the only thing that Sony's getting is Call of Duty, but they could have had much, much more. So I don't know. It could be a multitude of different things, but maybe that we won't know. Maybe it will come out later on. But so let's go ahead to IGN and check out the article. And most of the time, too, while I'm here, most of the time, when a company lays off its CEO, or when a CEO deciding that they're going to be retiring, they usually have a successor already in line. Like when Reggie Fils-Aimé decided to retire from Nintendo of America, guess what? Doug Bowser was right there to be his successor. And I've seen it time and time again. When Steve Ballmer decided to retire from Microsoft, I think it was, I don't want to mess up his name. Nadell was there, the CEO of Microsoft or whatever. He was there to take over. When Don Matrick decided to leave Xbox, Phil Spencer was the successor. Or when Don Matrick was fired from Xbox, Phil Spencer was his successor. So most of these companies already know who they want to put in a leadership position. The fact that they don't have somebody ready to take that leadership role in for Sony Entertainment, well, the PlayStation side of the CEO running the whole thing, that's kind of pretty telling to me. But maybe I'm just reaching in this whole situation. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and see what Jim Ryan's final words to us gamers, as he's saying his adios. All right, so here we go. So first of all, PlayStation boss Jim Ryan to retire next spring. I don't believe it. Haruki Tutoki, I don't know if I'm saying it right, is going to be the interim CEO. Tutoki will assume the interim CEO role starting April 1st, 2024. The Sony Group Corporation's president, COO, and CFO will also become chairman of SIE starting next month to support Mr. Ryan in his transition, Sony said. Additionally, Sony said Totoko will work closely, these words here, work closely, work closely with Sony Group Corporation Chairman CEO Kenshiro Yoshida to navigate PlayStation's future, including the succession of the SIE CEO role. In a statement today, Ryan cited difficult of living in Europe while working in North America as a reason for the decision. I don't think so. I think he got fired. But like I said, most of these big companies, they don't fire their CEO. They offer them a chance to resign so they can continue or to get a CEO job somewhere else. Because they're all just one big party, I'm telling you. This guy was fired. With everything that was going on, first it was like, you guys are gonna get this game free upgrade. No, you're not gonna get it for free. You gotta pay for it. But going forward from now on, you're gonna have to pay for every PlayStation 5 game upgrade if you want it. That was actually a terrible idea. I think that was a big fu to the Sony PlayStation fans. Microsoft isn't doing the same thing. All of Microsoft first party games, whether it's coming out on the Xbox, is fully upgradable to the Series X for absolutely free. There are certain companies that were doing the same thing where they were offering the upgrades for free through the game. What is it? I cannot remember the damn program in my head right now. But anyway, after 30 years, I have made the decision to retire from SIE in March 2024, Ryan said in a statement. We've relish the opportunity to have a job I love in a very special company, working with great people, incredible partners, but I found it increasingly difficult to reconcile living in Europe and working in North America. I will leave having been privileged to work on products that have touched millions of lives across the world. PlayStation will always be a part of my life, and I feel more optimistic than ever about the future of SIE. I want to thank Yoshida-san for placing so much trust in me and being an incredible, sensitive, and supportive leader. So yeah, man. So while they're gonna be searching for their next CEO, Takito is gonna be the new, the interim CEO until they find somebody. But like I said, to me, honestly, I feel like most of the time these big companies, they already know who they want to hire. They already know that this person is gonna be the successor when this person decides to leave. But he is leaving Sony in a very, good position, in my opinion. The PlayStation 5 is selling like gangbusters, and there's a rumor for a PlayStation 5 Pro. Doesn't matter. So the future of PlayStation is still secure. It is in a very, very good place right now. This is a very good time for him to leave. This is how you leave, and you're leaving in a very high. You're not leaving when the company is at the bottom, when it's in a place where it needs to be rebuilt or whatever. He's leaving PlayStation in a very high note. And this is, well, supposedly he's leaving, but I feel like he's being pushed out, to be honest, with everything that he has done. I mean, he has done a lot of positive things, but then there's some things that are very anti-consumer that he has, done in the past as well, too. So anyway, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, make sure to like, subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I will see you in the next one.